Hello guys and welcome to Watching Time. Today we're going to discuss and present you what it's actually one of the new watches for for the end of 2021 from Doxa. So it was presented obviously previously this year as one of the new models that they were going to launch, always reminiscent of some of the vintage models from Doxa. So this actually is coming from the 80s, and it's bringing back this 600T model from Doxa that it's being represented in a new format, in a new modernized key, if we want to say, for the next 2021 and 2022 years to come. So, well, what can we say about it? So I had to jump into it. I really like Doxa. Has started the color things before other brands, and so it presents itself from the start with a variety of colors, and they are also naming their models based on the color that they are going to be using. So, for example, this yellow color that I choose for myself on the dial, it's called the Diving Star. But you can have the Caribbean, which is blue, for example, the Sea Rambler, which is the silver dial one, the Shark Hunter, which is the black one, and obviously the Professional, which is the traditional orange one that you would see with Doxa. And then you have the Aquamarine, which was my first color of choice when I bought my 300 watch from them. So it was my first Doxa in the collection, and definitely one of the most significant and interesting watches to be owning from a point of view and perspective. No, actually, 300T is the one that I own. So anyway, coming back to this watch, I was really curious because the 600T presents itself with a new case, for what we are expecting today of Doxa, but also the use of materials like the ceramic bezel, which is quite interesting. When I was trying to choose the colors among the different Doxa 600T that were available, actually, I don't really think that ceramic bezel fit with every color. This is my opinion. So I think it fits very well with the orange dial, with the black dial, and even the blue on blue, because the Caribbean is actually a blue ceramic that they are using. But with the yellow, a little bit different, and with the aquamarine too. I'd rather have both of those colors, or even the silver dial one, with the stainless steel. I think stainless steel works perfectly. It makes it look like both a diving watch that probably you wouldn't have expected on this integrated bracelet case, but also a tool watch. So I think this is really important, particularly moving forward on how things are going to be developing for Doxa. On the other hand, I think Doxa did the right move at this point in time to include actually another, let's say, integrated bracelet watch into the launches of this year. So this definitely brings me that I need to find the time to do one of the integrated bracelet videos because I'm a fan of them, I like them, and owning several of them, I think it's important to showcase them because this is the year that we have seen the most and the biggest number of integrated bracelet watches coming out from almost everyone. So this is the proposal from Doxa. I have to say, I really like the design. It is reminiscent, obviously, of other watches, like for example the Tudor Norflag in terms of shape, and others watches from the late 70s, early 80s. But it really works well. So what do we have? We have a Swiss-made movement inside. We have, if I remember correctly, it's a Celita that it's modified by Doxa, especially around the rotor. They do some decorations. We have an integrated bracelet that permits some flexibility. As you can see, it's not a rigid bracelet, integrated bracelet, sometimes you find some watches. So it's not what we are used to normal, maybe Swiss bracelets. We probably see more of this on Japanese brands. We have a clasp that works very well. It's a solid clasp, obviously, especially in the I still need to take this. Still, I will do it later. But it works. It works very well as a secure diving clasp. I don't really like the shape. Yeah, for me, it's it looks cheap. Can I use the word cheap? Yeah, probably. I think the clasp that they use on the 300T works much better, and I would have really loved to see something like this brought onto the Doxa 600T. So this is probably one of the negative points if I want to find any. So here you have the 600T aquamarine, the 300T aquamarine, sorry, compared to the Sub 600T. So as you can see, there is a slight difference in terms of measure, even if the 600T remains a small watch. Not probably for everyone, but at the end of the end, it's a 40 millimeters case by 47. And here you have the more classic cushion type of case, and it is different on the wrist. Still, the dial, as you can see, looks to be slightly bigger compared to the Sub 300T. So the bracelets obviously is different. I would have expected something similar on the clasp, but still it works. So my first impressions are that this is a well-designed watch, especially in the integrated bracelet part with the case. I really love the crown. It's at 4 o'clock position. It's really comfortable. You will not feel it, but what I like is that it remains flat on the case. So as you can see, it's mostly hidden here, and I really like the mechanism around it. When you are unscrewing it, it comes out totally. You can see it on the back here. It has obviously a U-ring inside, so you can securely change your time and put it back. I think that really works. As is per other Doxas, the back case is closed, and this is also related to the fact that it's a 600-meter water resistant watch, so you can really use it for diving and really go deep if you need to. The use of the shark tooths at 12, 9, and 6 works very well. The lume, as always, is an excellent lume. I can say that, for example, in terms of case, probably they could have saved this extra space that the bracelet is going to be taking when it's flexed here at the point, maybe just by reducing the size here and the point of junction, but yet it works. It makes obviously and will make your wrist for it to look bigger. It's the same effect that happens in the 300T. You have the bracelet bending after the case, so you have a bigger size because of it. So the bezel, as I was saying, I really like the stainless steel bezel. I think it works very well. The colors used here between the black and the yellow are quite unique, and I really like to have something different. I know Rolex presented this year, for example, the Oyster Perpetual colors, other brands. Having a yellow watch in the collection that looks still elegant because you still have a lot of steel coming out, but also you have a dial that works very well and it's a lot of fun. I think that's a nice addition to any collection. Let's see how it wears in the wrist so you have an idea. Obviously I have adjusted it for my wrist, and as you can see on an 18 centimeters wrist, I think it works very well. So for me, it works. It's a size that it's perfect, the 40 millimeters, and even the case coming out with the bracelet still works very well for the size that I have. I don't know how it works or wear on a smaller wrist, probably not as good, probably with some difficulties, but yet I think they nail the style of the integrated bracelet watches. And I think Doxa has done a very good job on bringing a new member to the family, someone that is going to be complementing their more classically identified Doxa designs that they had. And I think it's a nice alternative if you want to have a second Doxa that looks kind of the other ones, has the same DNA, but at the same time is totally a different watch. So guys, I really hope you like the video. If you like it, please subscribe. More than happy to have you on the channel, and we discuss very soon with some new watches that are going to be added to the collection. So until then, see you. Bye bye.